Hi guys, welcome to ANIMEized. This is the English translated version of the novel Throne of Seal. The novel differs slightly from the Chinese animation or donghua. If you want more of these videos, please smash the like button, subscribe, and turn on the notifications. Enjoy and have a blessed day.
The Temple Alliance believes it has gained an advantage, but it doesn't know that, for the demon clan, especially for the demon god emperor, Yue Ye is of paramount importance. And this secret is known only by the demon god emperor and Ah Bao, father and son. Without Yue Ye's command, the demon beast's attacks become chaotic in an instant, and in their rage, they charge recklessly towards the demon clan, temporarily increasing the intensity of their attacks in an instant. But, without order, many of their efforts are in vain. A dark purple halo spreads from under Ah Bao's feet, enveloping him and his 7 companions, shrouding each person in a heavy shade of purple-black. However, both their offensive and defensive capabilities instantly reach their peak. In an instant, blood and flesh fly everywhere, as the demon beasts are torn apart under Ah Bao's powerful claws. At the same time, a purple-black longsword also spewed from Ah Bao's chest, but this longsword was not held in his hand. Instead, it attacked on its own in the air, with each strike, killing at least one demon beast. Its power was formidable, becoming their vanguard, leading the 8 members of the demon clan to charge forward, heading straight for the hillside. Wherever they passed, all that remained were demon beast limbs and corpses. Long HaoChen and his companions stood at the top of the hill, but they didn't make a move. Zhang Fangfang looked somewhat anxious at Long HaoChen, but Long HaoChen didn't speak. At this moment, Long HaoChen, although his expression was serious, he appeared very composed, and he didn't act recklessly. The battlefield below was already in chaos, and the 8 members of the demon clan had begun a powerful breakthrough. However, at this moment, Long HaoChen couldn't move. His 5 companions needed time to feel the changes after their breakthroughs, to sense the amplification brought by their spiritual openings and spiritual wings, and besides, the situation below was so chaotic that even if they joined, they wouldn't have a positive impact. The demon beasts were enraged because Yue Ye was sealed, and their eyes were all red. If they joined the battle, they might even be mistaken for enemies and attacked. The life energy released by Yue Ye boosted their overall spiritual power, and helped Lin Xin and the other 5 break through to the 6th rank. They had to repay this generous gift. Moreover, even if that weren't the case, Long HaoChen would do his best to protect his companions. He had already made up his mind. If things really went south, he would take Yue Ye and return to the Tower of Eternity. Of course, that was a last resort, and it wouldn't be used unless absolutely necessary. The reason was simple. Although the Tower of Eternity was of the light attribute, it was filled with the power of death. It was uncertain what would happen if Yue Ye, filled with life energy, entered such a place. Long HaoChen turned to Zhang Fangfang and said in a deep voice, "Brother Zhang, if things become impossible later, activate the dream gem and leave. We have our own way to leave." Zhang Fangfang nodded. Seeing Long HaoChen's demeanor, he knew that this young dragon captain was well prepared. At least he had thought of an escape plan. He naturally wouldn't ask about their secrets. Watching the battle below, Long HaoChen's gaze became increasingly solemn. Many demon beasts within the dream paradise were enhanced by Yue Ye. Their strength increased dramatically, with some demon beasts breaking through directly to the 8th rank, roughly equivalent to human 7th rank powerhouses. Although most of them had only combat instincts, hundreds of demon beasts attacking 8 people was still extremely fierce. However, even in this situation, the battle continued like a meat grinder. Among the 8 members of the demon clan, Ah Bao was at the forefront, right in the center. His fighting style was straightforward. He didn't dodge the demon beast's attacks at all. He countered directly with his own attacks, and every demon beast in front of him couldn't escape being torn apart. At the same time, he used his own strength to block the majority of attacks head-on, similar to Long HaoChen's role in the team. By his side, there were 2 extremely burly demon clan members. These 2 demon clan members looked somewhat alike. They didn't resemble humans. They looked somewhat like earth dragons, but they were much smaller in size, standing at around 2.5 meters tall, with long, trailing tails behind them. However, their smaller size compared to earth dragons doesn't mean their strength is lower. On the contrary, these 2 individuals, who rely entirely on physical attacks, don't seem much inferior to Ah Bao. Their robust front limbs, as well as their enormous mouths that can grow into blunt horns, are all deadly weapons. Each of them is covered in strong black scales for defense. It's just the 3 of them, who have managed to block all frontal attacks. Behind the 8 individuals, there are also 3 melee fighters. Among these 3 melee fighters, Ling Xiao serves as the core. The other 2 on either side of Ling Xiao also resemble mutated demon beasts to some extent. One of them is burly, resembling a giant bear. He emits a deep yellow radiance from his body, and when facing numerous attacking demon beasts he stomps the ground with force, creating powerful shockwaves, causing the earth to crack under his strikes. On the other side of Ling Xiao, there is a powerful demon clan member with a lion's head and a human body, who also possesses remarkable offensive and defensive abilities. Yue Ye and another female demon clan member are in the center. They are releasing their magic. The core of the entire team is Ah Bao, but the one in command is Yue Ye. She has already switched to a deep purple staff, emitting a dense aura of magic. Her rich magical fluctuations continuously spread out, enhancing the other demon clan members with her magic, while also constantly filling in any gaps. The other female demon clan member by her side is dressed in red, and she doesn't look much different from a human. Except for her kavya figure, she wears a suit of fish scale armor, which is supported by her voluptuous body, and her ample bosom looks like two large watermelons, while her waist is incredibly slender, and below that, her buttocks are very curvy. This is a type of figure that humans could never naturally achieve. This woman holds two coral-like staves in her hands, and her movements are graceful, as she continuously shoots out dark red beams of light from her twin staves. Any demon beast struck by these beams would suffer extremely brutal blows. Her attacks were exceptionally powerful. However, her attacks are all single target, and there is no area of effect magic. The coordination among these 8 individuals can't be described as seamless. Clearly, they haven't had much time to coordinate, but under YueYe's command, there are no discernible flaws. Even if there were any, they would be compensated for by their formidable individual strength. Through this period of observation, Long HaoChen has discovered the secret among them. Apart from Yue Ye and the red-clad, red-haired woman, it's unclear, but the spiritual power of the other demon clan members must be quite formidable, allowing them to withstand the attacks of numerous demon beasts without falling behind. Without YueYe's command, the attacks of the demon beasts have gradually become chaotic and disorganized. But their frenzied attacks only result in crowding. And the lack of coordination among the brainless demon beast army is unable to stop the advance of the 8 demon clan members. No matter how wild they become, they are unable to halt the progress of these demon clan members. Long HaoChen still stands there without moving, his gaze occasionally falling on Yue Ye. If he could command the demon beasts, perhaps he could still block the enemy like before, but he cannot. What he can do now is rely on the terrain and wait for the demon clan's elites to charge over. An hour's time is quite long, but these demon clan elites, under the influence of Ah Bao's aura, don't seem to feel fatigue at all, as they steadily advance step by step. With each step forward, there are numerous demon corpses mixed with blood and scattered internal organs. After YueYe was sealed by the great prophecy, the number of demons coming to reinforce from all directions has noticeably decreased. This is also very unfavorable news. Cai Er quietly approached Long HaoChen and whispered, "Should we do it?" Although she didn't say it explicitly, Long HaoChen understood her meaning. He gently shook his head and said, "It's not the right time." Cai Er nodded in response, and didn't say anything more. Long HaoChen turned to look at HanYu, and made a hand gesture to him. HanYu immediately understood, stood next to Long HaoChen, and began to chant an incantation slowly. At the same time, behind Long HaoChen, Yating also started chanting. By this time, the 8 demon clan members had gradually advanced to the base of the small hill, and they were only about 100 meters away from the hilltop. Of course, as they advanced, the attacks of the demon beasts became even more frenzied, and YueYe was up there. And they wouldn't retreat even if it meant sacrificing their lives. A faint golden halo radiated from the hilltop and spread down, enveloping the battlefield. Under the influence of this golden light, the injuries on the demon beasts' bodies were immediately healed to some extent, and their power increased slightly. Then, an even more intense golden light poured down, and more demon beasts received profound healing. The sudden reinforcement made the Dream Paradise demon beast group even more ferocious. The 8 demon clan members' charge was momentarily halted. These 2 spells were naturally cast by Long HaoChen and HanYu. Long HaoChen couldn't use group healing magic, but Yating could. Even though she couldn't directly use magic yet, she could complete the incantation and have Long HaoChen cast it. Since they saw YueYe, they seemed to have become a part of Dream Paradise, and received full support from Dream Paradise. In this situation, the speed at which everyone recovered their spiritual power was much faster. Long HaoChen turned around, called Chen Yin Er over, and whispered a few words to her in a low voice. After a brief moment of astonishment, Chen Yin Er nodded. The look in her eyes toward Long HaoChen also became somewhat different. Shima Xian and Wang Yuanyuan were already by Long HaoChen's side, prepared for battle. 100 meters may seem like a considerable distance, but in front of powerful individuals, it might only take a few dashes. One after another, healing spells continued to pour down from the hilltop. And the support the demon beasts received from the hilltop healing wasn't just about healing their injuries, it also gradually calmed their scattered minds. With healing magic appearing at the hilltop, it meant that YueYe was fine. As long as their core member was still there, they weren't afraid of the formidable enemies before them. Long HaoChen said to Yating, "Tell them in a language they can understand that YueYe is only temporarily sealed, and it will take time for him to wake up. At least an hour of delay is needed." Yating nodded gently, floated in front of Long HaoChen, and chatted away in a language only the demon beast could understand. Her voice was carried far by the influence of light elements. Upon hearing Yating's voice, the demon beast horde erupted in a chorus of roars, seemingly incensed. YueYe being sealed by these enemies was a great humiliation to them. Their morale once again soared. Aided by the healing magic from the hilltop, their attacks became stronger and stronger. Long HaoChen had considered commanding these demon beasts with Yating's help. However, it was clear that this would not yield good results, because he is not familiar with these demon beasts. He doesn't know what each demon beast is good at, and he can't even call them by their names. If he were to command them, the demon beast group might become even more chaotic. So, all he can do is provide healing and boost the morale of the demon beasts. On the other side, Chen Yin Er, at some point, had already sat cross-legged on the ground, and McDull the little pig was crawling on her legs. They were communicating in some way. Then, Chen Yin Er took out several large magic crystals and placed them in front of McDull the little pig. McDull seemed a bit scared, but soon, encouraged by Chen Yin Er, it made a decision. It swallowed several clearly 7th-grade magic crystals into its stomach, and then closed its eyes. Zhang Fangfang also joined the ranks of healing. To be honest, his healing magic wasn't as good as HanYu's. After all, in his team, there was a dedicated priest. As a guardian knight, he didn't need to focus too much on healing. However, he was still a peak level 6th rank powerhouse, and he could still use basic healing spells, even though he couldn't perform group healing. But individual healing was within his capabilities. His single target large healing spells were always cast on the demon beasts with more severe injuries. In conjunction with Yating and HanYu's group healing, they provided support to the demon beast group. With their assistance and the news of YueYe being sealed, the demon beasts managed to forcibly halt the charge of the 8 demon clan members. Especially their group healing skills, which were all light-based, were no different from attacks when they landed on the demon clan members' heads. Although they couldn't really harm these demon clan members, weakening Ah Bao's dark skill that could amplify his companions was still effective. Long HaoChen looked up at the sky, and then at YueYe beside him. His confidence grew stronger. This wasn't his first time commanding a battle, or even a war, but this time was clearly the most dangerous. If Ah Bao and his group of 8 charged up, it was hard to say how long they could resist. At least for now, their strength wasn't sufficient to hold out for long. However, on the battlefield, they had the assistance of so many powerful demon beasts, and these demon beasts were the real force blocking the enemy. 1 hour, they needed an hour's time. A faint light shimmered, and in Long HaoChen's eyes, a cold and determined light shone. At this moment, Ah Bao happened to look up towards the hilltop, and their gazes clashed in midair, instantly sparking countless sparks. While in terms of strength, Long HaoChen was far inferior to him. His aura didn't yield in the slightest. Especially in terms of mental strength, Long HaoChen was not inferior to his opponent at all. Ah Bao cast a cold glance at Long HaoChen on the hilltop. In truth, he was more astonished than Long HaoChen. He had watched Long HaoChen and the others ascend to the hilltop with his own eyes, and they had not encountered any resistance from the demon beasts. In his eyes, this must be a human conspiracy. The fact that Long HaoChen was able to bring so many people into Dream Paradise had already exceeded his expectations. Moreover, it seemed that Long HaoChen and his group had an extraordinary connection with the demon beasts of Dream Paradise. They not only weren't attacked, but they were even supported. This was also why Ah Bao had forced the Star Demon clan member who used orange magic to use the Great Prophecy spell. As Long HaoChen and the others reached the hilltop, he felt a strong sense of crisis. If YueYe were to fall into their hands, all his efforts would be in vain. That's why he had to sacrifice a very important comrade, and make a solemn promise. At this moment, the distance to the hilltop was getting closer and closer, and Ah Bao's assessment of the situation was exceptionally clear. It seemed that Long HaoChen and his group didn't know the importance of YueYe, and they were even on the same side as YueYe. They simply wanted to stop them. With this discovery, Ah Bao's mood relaxed considerably. Although there are many demon beasts besieging, he still has confidence in reaching the mountaintop. He still vividly remembers the injuries Long HaoChen inflicted on him yesterday. Although he can adapt as needed, choosing the most appropriate course of action at critical moments, it doesn't mean he doesn't hold grudges. On the contrary, he hasn't suffered injuries for many years, and now he's wounded by Long HaoChen. How could he accept that willingly? He coldly glanced in the direction of the mountaintop, and Ah Bao's attacks became even more formidable. Though slow, he steadily advanced towards the hill. Yueye's gaze frequently turned towards the mountaintop. If anyone's mind was the most unsettled on this battlefield, it was surely her. When she saw Long HaoChen join this operation, her heart was filled with sighs. In her heart, she actually hoped for Long HaoChen and his group to achieve victory. If Long HaoChen and his team won, she wouldn't have any losses. But if Long HaoChen and his team faced dire circumstances, how would they deal with her then? That terrifying and bloodthirsty woman is also present, and she could take her life at any moment, if they really reached the top, allowing Brother Bao to achieve his goal. She would most likely meet her demise. No, she must start taking action. The Star Demon clan guy said that his Great Prophecy spell seal can only last for an hour. I need to help Long HaoChen and the others delay time. Thinking of this, Yueye's attacks and commands gradually weakened. Furthermore, she made a dangerously critical mistake herself, nearly allowing a powerful demon beast to break through their defenses and charge in. For a moment, the formation of the 8 demon clan members showed signs of disarray. Of course, Yue Ye knew that her actions wouldn't truly stop the advance of the demon clan elites, but being clever as she was, she had her own intentions. She was conveying to Long HaoChen that she would do her best to assist them. "Yue Ye, what are you doing?" Ah Bao coldly shouted, then turned back and gave her a fierce glare. But soon, he released a purplish-black light onto Yue Ye, and instantly Yue Ye's aura surged, and her magical power was instantly restored to its peak state. "Thank you, Brother Bao. I'm fine. Don't worry." Yue Ye expressed her gratitude. Speaking of which, the relationship between Yue Ye and Brother Bao is quite delicate. According to reason, there shouldn't have been any interaction between them, but fate had other plans, as her being half-human should never have led to meeting Ah Bao, yet they happened to cross paths in an unexpected way. Ah Bao also didn't understand how this happened, with countless demon clan beauties to choose from. But he had a unique attraction to Yue Ye. However, this marriage was something they couldn't truly fulfill. The demon dragon clan had strict requirements for pure bloodlines, usually only allowing intermarriage within their own clan. Even if they did marry outside, it wouldn't be recognized as a formal marriage. So, they couldn't be considered as husband and wife. If Yue Ye were just an ordinary demon clan woman, it would be simpler, and she could be Ah Bao's woman. Regardless of her clan, it would be seen as an honor, even a prestige. However, Yue Ye's father was the second demon god of the demon clan, and she was the most beloved daughter of the moon demon god. How could she be reduced to a concubine for Ah Bao? Hence, their relationship became quite intricate. Ah Bao had personally argued with the demon god emperor several times over this matter. Perhaps it was the unattainable that fueled his desire even more. He became even more determined to be with Yue Ye, and insisted on making her his legal wife. For this reason, demon god emperor was furious, almost abolishing his heir's position. Unfortunately, demon god emperor had only one son, and if he abolished his heir's position, then it would be Ling Xiao who would inherit. Father and son had been arguing about this matter for nearly 2 years. The first time Long HaoChen met Yue Ye, it was Ling Xiao who acted as a messenger to deliver a letter from his elder brother to Yue Ye. Ah Bao's dominance gradually took effect, being the crown prince of the demon dragon clan, possessing not only great strength but also wisdom and intelligence. He was usually favored by the demon god emperor. However, for the matter of marriage, the father and son had been in an unpleasant dispute for so long. This was something the demon god emperor didn't want to see. Although Ling Xiao's talents were decent, compared to Ah Bao, he was far behind. Especially in recent years, Ah Bao had begun to shine, and his bloodline abilities had started to manifest. His prestige within the demon dragon clan was on the rise. The demon clan was different from humans. When a human king saw his crown prince becoming too powerful, he would try to weaken the prince's power to secure his own rule. However, with demons, it was the opposite. Any demon ruler wished for their son to grow powerful as soon as possible. The best-case scenario was that the son could even kill the ruler to seize the throne. Therefore, demon god emperor was eventually persuaded by his son. And the day he approached the moon demon god, it was about their marriage. Demon god emperor's compromise was simple. He allowed his son to marry Yue Ye as his legal wife, but he demanded that his son must choose 2 concubines from within their clan, and promised to the clan that the future heir would be chosen from the offspring of the concubines first, given demon god emperor's position within the demon clan. Such a compromise wasn't considered inappropriate. Even if there were differing opinions, they were quickly suppressed by the father and son. Thus, this matter was settled. While demon god emperor compromised with his son, he also benefited from it in more ways than one. It wasn't just about fulfilling his son's wish, but it also strengthened his relationship with the moon demon god, securing his rule even further. It was due to these changes in their relationships that, during this mission, Ah Bao was able to bring Yue Ye along. Otherwise, considering Yue Ye's current strength, the demon clan could have easily found someone more suitable. As for Yue Ye, did she like Ah Bao? Neither demon god emperor nor Ah Bao had considered this question. In their minds, it wasn't even a question. Even the moon demon god hadn't considered it. In their view, it wasn't a problem at all. In the demon clan, who could even compare to Ah Bao, Yue Ye's confidence came from Ah Bao's deep affection for her, enabling her to make mistakes at such a critical moment. If it were someone else, Ah Bao might have lashed out, but for her, he used his own potential to heal her. "Brother Bao, you've been really kind to me. But why is it that I can't bring myself to like you? Perhaps I can become your wife, but I don't love you. In my heart, you're more like a big brother than a husband." Yue Ye secretly thought to herself, she couldn't keep making mistakes like this forever, that would be too suspicious. So, she adjusted her behavior to be more in line with expectations. The demon clan continued to advance steadily. However, at this moment, it was evident that the 8 members of the demon clan had been worn down by the long journey. Fatigue was beginning to set in. Yue Ye looked up towards the mountaintop, and with a single glance, she saw Long HaoChen standing there. At this moment, Long HaoChen was focused on watching Ah Bao, completely unaware of Yue Ye's gaze. Looking at him, Yue Ye's eyes suddenly became somewhat misty, and she didn't know what kind of emotion she had towards Long HaoChen, but at least she was certain that within her heart, the frequency of this young human knight's presence was definitely higher than that of Ah Bao's. What should I do? What should I do? Yue Ye sighed softly in her heart. She had always been intelligent, but now her heart was in turmoil. Of course, Long HaoChen had no idea that Yue Ye was struggling internally, but her previous actions were apparent to him. Naturally, he understood what she meant. He couldn't sacrifice this woman. Long HaoChen had already made up his mind. Even if the final operation failed, he wouldn't sacrifice Yue Ye. This woman was very clever, and having an insider within the demon clan was crucial for the future actions of their demon hunting squad. Cai Er also noticed Yue Ye's behavior, but her gaze turned somewhat cold, as she happened to see Yue Ye looking at Long HaoChen with a hint of resentment. In that moment, she even considered immediately activating the restraint in Yue Ye's heart. Killing her would eliminate a significant threat. In terms of appearance, Yue Ye was not inferior to Cai Er in any way, and she even appeared more mature. Women understood women the best, and their inner sensitivities were also the same. In that moment, Cai Er sensed that Yue Ye had unusual feelings for Long HaoChen. Although she had absolute trust in Long HaoChen, that feeling still made her uncomfortable. Subconsciously, she moved closer to Long HaoChen. At this moment, Long HaoChen happened to turn around. Cai Er, listen to me. Under no circumstances are you allowed to use the power of your spirit furnace, you understand? If things really get out of hand, we'll take a risk and use eternal melody to escape with Yue. Huh? Cai Er snapped back to reality, her pretty face blushing. Luckily, she was wearing a veil, so her embarrassment wasn't too obvious. I am feeling jealous? Long HaoChen said in surprise. Cai Er, what's wrong with you? Cai Er quickly lowered her head. I'm fine, I'll follow your lead. Long HaoChen thought she was worried about him, and he gently embraced her waist. We'll do our best, no matter what the final outcome is. At least we've tried our best for Dream Paradise. Cai Er replied softly, and the jealousy in her heart inexplicably disappeared. Yes, I don't need to be so suspicious. Who could possibly take him away from me? He's just my fool. The battle in the field became increasingly intense. After Ah Bao noticed that his companion's strength was declining, he immediately made a decision and halted their advance. By doing so, he significantly reduced the pressure on them in a short time. At the same time, purple-black gemstones flew out from his chest, and each one flew towards a member of the group. These purple-black gemstones seemed to be a great supplement for the demon clan, and after each person consumed them, their energy and spirits were quickly restored. Lin Xin widened her eyes and said, Are those demon clan's elixirs? I really want to get one to study, Yuan said, irritably. Then go ahead. No one's stopping you. Lin Xin chuckled and said, You're so ruthless, Yuan, we're on the same side. Can you bear to watch me walk into the lion's den? Yuan chuckled and said, All right, stop talking. They're getting closer, let's prepare for battle. Long HaoChen had already summoned his brilliant holy shield and blue rain, light lotus. After consuming those purple-black gemstones, the strength of the 8 members of the demon clan had clearly improved. Although the attacks from the demon beasts were still fierce, with their energy depleting, they were no longer as ferocious as before. Their numbers were also decreasing. Without YueYe, not only were they lacking in leadership, but they were also missing continuous support. At this rate, in less than half an hour, Ah Bao and his group would reach the mountaintop, and this had taken less than half an hour. In other words, Long HaoChen and his group needed to hold their ground here for more than half an hour, which was obviously not very realistic. Gently tapping his eternal melody emblem on his chest with the back of his hand, Long HaoChen sighed inwardly. It seemed that he really had to make that choice. Of course, this was his last trump card, and he wouldn't use it unless it was absolutely necessary.